Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. Hope you guys are all doing well today. I want to go ahead and give you guys an update what is happening with Bitcoin right now. And of course, you guys can read about the title today. I want to talk about Bitcoin reaching $100,000. Now, I know I talk about Bitcoin reaching, 100K for a fair bit now. If you guys have been watching my videos for the past, few weeks, few months, ever since last year, back in 2023, I've been telling guys that the year 2024 is in fact going to be the year where we actually potentially most likely see Bitcoin at 100K. So I've been telling guys many times, most likely towards the end of this year in 2024, that is when guys most likely we will in fact see Bitcoin reaching $100,000. But who knows? It could potentially be sooner than that, right? We know, guys, the Bitcoin halving event is literally right around the corner. It's going to happen in like less than 2 weeks right now, all right? As I'm filming this video, less than 2 weeks before, the next upcoming Bitcoin halving event. So that's obviously very, very bullish because we know, guys, every single time we have the Bitcoin halving event, the real bull run begins, right? This is when Bitcoin tends to pump the most, right? And yes, the real bull run begins for Bitcoin, but not just Bitcoin, pretty much the entire cryptocurrency market. So right now, Bitcoin holding strong at 67,800, just below 68,000. We know, guys, okay, yesterday we actually saw Bitcoin pump all the way up to about, $69,000, and then it did in fact have a correction back down to $66,000. So Bitcoin is still, holding strong at this level. Okay, not much movement today for Bitcoin and other altcoins. In the crypto market today, as you can clearly see, the global crypto market cap now at 2.53 trillion, so still above 2.5 trillion, which is always great to see. And you guys can clearly see today overall the market's up 0.11%. So not much movements for the past 24 hours for Bitcoin and other altcoins, right? You guys can just clearly see that, right? Majority of altcoins are not really moving today. Okay, so everything's just holding strong, right? Everything's just holding steadily. So let's talk about Bitcoin reaching $100,000 because this is very, very exciting, and I really do believe soon enough we are in fact going to see Bitcoin reaching 100K. So let's talk about it, guys, right? Now, yes, I've been predicting and telling you guys that we will potentially see Bitcoin reaching 100K most likely towards the end of this year in 2024. And I still think that's in play, right? I still think that is very, very possible that most likely towards the end of this year, right, in 2024, we'll potentially see Bitcoin at 100K. What do I mean by towards the end of this year? I'm talking about, maybe most likely September or even October to November or even December. During those months, this year in 2024, I really do believe that we will in fact see a 100K Bitcoin, right? But will we see Bitcoin, okay, reach 100K before the halving? I don't think that's possible. I reckon after the halving is going to happen, then that's when we'll, see Bitcoin at 100K, because we know, guys, the Bitcoin halving event is obviously pretty much in 2 weeks time, pretty much, right? So very, very soon. So I reckon obviously after the halving, right, that's when we'll potentially see Bitcoin at 100K. Remember, guys, we did in fact see Bitcoin reach up to like $73,000. So you guys can clearly see we are in fact in the daily time frame. So back in March, 14th of March, we did in fact see Bitcoin pump all the way up to 73,700, right? And that was in fact Bitcoin's new all-time high. And ever since then, it did in fact have a correction back down to the 60K level, right? And ever since then, we have just been steadily holding at 60, the 60K levels. And you guys can clearly see during some times as well, we did see Bitcoin, pumping back up to 70K and of course $71,000. But of course, it did in fact have a correction back down to the downside, right? So Bitcoin is still holding very strong, guys, in my opinion. But yeah, soon enough, guys, okay, Bitcoin's going to reach back up to 70K to $73,000, and then of course it's going to go higher to like 75, reaching a new high, and of course $80,000 to 90, and then 100K, right? And the list goes on. So yes, guys, Bitcoin, okay, 100K, is it programmed? Yes, okay, it is in fact programmed. You guys can clearly see analysis expect Bitcoin price to breach $150,000 by end of 2025. Now, I don't think like we'll in fact see a $150,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2025. I think it's going to be way higher than that. I think it's going to be around 200K to over 200K to potentially even $300,000, right, by the end of 2025, because we know 2025 is going to get even crazier, guys. Like this year, 2024 is going to get crazy, right? But understand, next year in 2025 is going to get even crazier, guys. Okay, Bitcoin's going to absolutely skyrocket. Same with the entire crypto market, just like we saw back in 2021. And of course, back in, let's say, 2017, right? Those years were amazing. It's the same thing that's going to happen for 2025, right? But yeah, it says here ETFs could drive Bitcoin's price above $100,000 by end of 2024, and that is very, very true. Okay, a lot of these ETFs, okay, are in fact going to be driving Bitcoin's price higher. We know a lot of institutions, okay, a lot of money is obviously flowing into Bitcoin. So these big guys, these big institutions like Fidelity and of course BlackRock, they are accumulating and buying a whole bunch of Bitcoin ever since the ETFs were, officially approved by the SEC earlier this year in 2024. These big institutions are in fact buying a whole bunch of Bitcoin, right? Like Fidelity and BlackRock especially, right? And of course, the big buyers like Michael Saylor. Okay, understand, guys, a lot of money is flowing into Bitcoin. And of course, new investors, new money is obviously going to be flowing into Bitcoin as well, right? FOMO is obviously going to happen. It's already happening right now. So understand, with FOMO and new money coming into Bitcoin, right, it's obviously going to drive the price higher. And understand, again, the Bitcoin halving event is obviously going to make Bitcoin skyrocket even more. So prepare yourselves for that, you guys, okay? But yeah, I showed you guys this before, but I'll show you guys it again. February, right, back in February, Robert Kiyosaki actually tweeted this out. Sorry, guys, I still have an itchy throat. But yeah, he says here, Bitcoin to $100,000 by June of 2024. So that's mid of 2024. So who knows, guys? We could potentially see Bitcoin reaching $100,000 sooner than you guys think, right? Is Robert Kiyosaki right here? Okay, and if you guys don't know who Robert Kiyosaki is, we all know who he is, right? He's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Great book, by the way. If you guys haven't read that book, you should definitely give it a go, because it's an amazing book, right? And really does open your eyes about money and investing and whatnot. So I highly suggest you guys to read that book. But yes, he's the author, and yes, he's into Bitcoin, right? He really is a investor into Bitcoin, right? So he's predicting that yes, we will potentially see a Bitcoin at 100K by June of 2024, which is pretty much mid this year, right? So we will see, guys, if that is possible. And I just searched up, right, when will Bitcoin reach $100,000? And it says here, some analysis believe that Bitcoin could reach a record benchmark of $100,000 by the end of 2024. So like I said at the beginning of this video, it seems like I'm not the only one that's predicting that we will in fact see Bitcoin at 100K towards the end of this year in 2024, or sometime this year in 2024. Like I said, we could potentially see Bitcoin reaching 100K sooner, right, than late this year. Okay, it could be mid this year, just like Robert Kiyosaki is predicting here. Who knows, guys? But understand, like I said, the Bitcoin halving always drives the price for Bitcoin. So we will see, okay? But yes, Bitcoin simple strategy right here. So it says here by Mags is step 1, buy Bitcoins 500 days before the halving, okay, and then hodl and do nothing, true. And then 3, sell 500 days after the halving, repeat, right? And of course, guys, when you want to take your profits and sell, right, when you want to press that sell button, take some money off the table, it's okay to do that, right? I told you guys, it's really up to you if you guys want to take profits. Like I've been telling you guys many times, right? If you need that money, if you realistically need that money, go ahead and take a profit. And I understand there's nothing wrong with taking profits, right? Because when you press that sell button, that's when you actually make money, right? Because you're taking money off the table, obviously. So understand, guys, no one has gone broke taking profits, okay? It's okay to take profits. But if you're not, if you don't need that money, right, for anything too serious, continue to hold your Bitcoins, right? Because we know Bitcoin is in fact a long-term game. We know Bitcoin is a digital asset that's going to be worth millions of dollars one day, right? It's going to reach millions of dollars, right? You got to think long-term with Bitcoin. And obviously Bitcoin is a great long-term investment. Okay, it really, really is. So that's that, guys. But yeah, this is a great simple strategy from Max. Okay, it really, really is. But yeah, I showed you guys this chart in yesterday's video, I believe, but I'm gonna show you guys again. But it just shows you guys simply, okay, every single time we have the Bitcoin halving event, this is when Bitcoin tends to pump the most. And you guys can just clearly see from this chart, every single time we had the Bitcoin halving event, right? 2012, 2016 to 2020, our most previous halving. And of course, our next one's about to happen very soon. You guys can just clearly see back 2012 to 2016 to 2020, every single time we had the halving event, okay, the next thing that Bitcoin did, okay, is pumped, right? A bull run did in fact happen for Bitcoin. You guys can just clearly see that, right? 2013, bang, okay, it pumped. And then 2017, it pumped, right? Who remembers 2017? I felt like in 2017, that's when everyone started to talk more about Bitcoin, because that's when Bitcoin just reached thousands of dollars, right? It was like over 10K, which was crazy. And then of course 2021, we know what happened in the year of 2021. Bitcoin absolutely skyrocketed. So this chart just clearly shows you guys that every single time we have the Bitcoin halving event, Bitcoin tends to pump the most and the real boring begins. So we know the Bitcoin halving event is pretty much literally less than 2 weeks from recording this video. So it's going to happen very, very soon, right? Sometime this month in April is going to happen, less than 2 weeks time. So that's obviously right around the corner. You guys can just clearly see we are in fact about to see Bitcoin shoot up. 2025, like what I've been telling you guys, 2025 is going to be an amazing year for Bitcoin, and not just Bitcoin, but crypto in general, right? So get ready, guys, okay, because a massive bull run is coming. So that's very, very exciting, guys. And talking about the Bitcoin halving event, here's the countdown, 13 days. Okay, this is pretty accurate. Okay, not as accurate, but it is pretty accurate. So yes, guys, 13 days, you guys can just clearly see that. So pretty much less than 2 weeks before we see the Bitcoin halving event. Around 19th of April this year, right? So it's an estimate, okay? It's gonna be around that date, okay? So it's gonna happen, guys. Very, very exciting. But understand, guys, okay? When we see the Bitcoin halving event happen, we don't actually see Bitcoin pump straight away, right? Okay, most of the time that doesn't happen. So give it, a few weeks time, even a few months time, and then that's when it'll really pump. Okay, so that's why I've been predicting that we will potentially see a 100K Bitcoin towards the end of this year in 2024. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think, right? When do you guys think we will see a 100K Bitcoin? Would it be mid this year in 2024? Will it be towards the end of this year in 2024? Or maybe you guys don't think we'll see Bitcoin reach 100K this year in 2024. It could be early next year in 2025. But let me know in the comments down below your personal prediction. When do you guys think we'll see a 100K Bitcoin? I'd love to know. But I do think we will potentially see Bitcoin reach 100K very, very soon. So prepare yourselves, okay? For all my Bitcoin holders, prepare yourselves for that. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have fun, guys.